Hi, ladies. Welcome back to Sisterhood Redefined, Decoding Our Bodies. Now, in our previous episodes, we spoke about what breast cancer is and why sometimes breast cells just decide to grow uncontrollably and go rogue, causing breast cancer. What we did not touch on, however, is the different types of breast cancers. Because when you visit the doctor, when you get your mammogram results back, the doctor might not necessarily say that you have breast cancer. Sometimes the doctor may say that you have ductal carcinoma, or you have HER2 positive, or you have a triple negative. And sometimes you'll sit there and wonder, what do those words actually mean? And we're here to decode that for you. So let's slow down and talk about the different types of cancers and what they mean. Now, before we move any further, let's start by decoding the breast. Now, the breast is made up of three major parts. You have the lobules, which are the small glands that produce milk in women, and then you have the ducts. So the ducts carry this milk to the nipple, and then you have the connective tissue, which is a scaffolding structure that keeps everything together. Now, it's important that we understand that breast cancer is an umbrella term, and the actual cancer can start or begin at any of those three parts. Now, the most common type of breast cancer is called invasive ductal carcinoma, and it essentially starts in the ducts that carry milk from the glands to the nipple. And most oftentimes, 8 out of 10 women are normally diagnosed with this type of cancer. And then on the other hand, we have invasive lobular carcinoma, and this begins at the glands that produce milk. This one is a bit trickier to detect because it tends to form in an unfamiliar pattern that's much more harder to sort of follow. Now, you might have heard of the term in situ, for example, lobular carcinoma in situ or ductal carcinoma in situ. In situ essentially means in place. This is when the cancer is in its early stages. So essentially, it hasn't moved to other parts of the body or other places within the breast. And early detection in this case is very important because while it is in situ, it's much more easier to treat. And this is why it's so important to do those self checks. And if you are around the age of 40 and above, it's also important to just keep top of mind those annual mammograms. But of course, everyone is different. It's very important that you reach out to a healthcare provider and look at when and how frequently you need to do those checks and scans. You might have wondered how doctors classify the different types of cancers. So, doctors at times can classify cancers based on how the cells behave and what they respond to. So, if the doctor says that it's hormone receptor positive, it means that the cancer cells are being fed by hormones such as progesterone and estrogen. Now, the good thing is that there are targeted therapies that work to block these hormones. And now there is also HER2 positive, and HER2 is a protein that's naturally responsible for the growth division of cells. However, in HER2 positive cancer, it means that this protein is expressed in very great amounts, leading to the uncontrollable growth of the cancer cells. Now, there are again targeted therapies that work to blocking this protein, and the most important thing, again, I emphasize is the importance of early detection. The sooner they detect it, the sooner they can work at the drugs that can slow down the growth. Now, the third one is the triple negative. So, the triple negative is neither caused by hormones and is not caused by the HER2 protein. Most oftentimes, it's caused by mutations in the genes of BRCA1 and BRCA2. And it's almost oftentimes very aggressive and grows at an uncontrollable rate. There are also therapies that are being developed in order to mitigate this and help people with treatments. So, when your doctor mentions these words or these big bombastic terms, it's not to confuse you in any way. It's just them telling you that we have identified the personality and the type of this cancer, and that way they can be targeted therapies that work best for that particular cancer. Now we've covered the types and how they work. Now let's go into what is called the stages of cancer. Now, stage should not be looked at as something that's either too difficult to handle or too easy to handle. So stage 0 to stage 1 essentially means that the cancer is in its early stages, and 2 and 3 essentially means that the cancer has now started spreading to the lymph nodes that are nearby. And then stage 4 means that the cancer has metastasized greatly and has spread to other parts of the body. Now, again, as I've mentioned, stage is not a sentence. It's just a way of letting you know how far advanced the cancer is. And due to early detection, it's much more easier to deal with these once the doctor knows how far it's spread. So it's important for you to always keep in contact with your healthcare professional so that you can work out with your doctor the best approach to treatment for you. So, why does this knowledge and these terms, these names matter to us? They matter because when we have knowledge, we are at a better position to make informed decisions. And when we walk into the doctor's consultation room, we do not walk in confused and walk out even more confused. We walk in empowered with knowledge so that we can have conducive discussions with our doctors with regards to treatment plans. And the fear, once you are aware, the fear stops just being fear. Fear turns to knowledge, and you can use this knowledge to take better care of yourself. And this is what Sisterhood Redefined is also here to do, to equip you with knowledge so that you're empowered to make the right decisions about your health with your healthcare professional. Next time, we'll further decode the different types of therapies and treatments there are for the different types of cancers and how you can support your body both physically and emotionally when you go through them. You can also be someone that's having a loved one close to you that's affected. We'll also be delving deeper into how you can better be a support structure for them and help them through everything. Now, if you're joining us next week at the Daughter and Mom Bloom Brunch, please feel free to come find us as we'll go further in decoding our bodies, the hormones, and just trying to understand our bodies better so that our daughters grow up empowered and not embarrassed about their bodies. Remember, your body is a lifelong partner, a conversationalist with you. And all you have to do to walk a better journey with it is just listen because it is always speaking to you. Till next time.